Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Sweetie here and welcome to Sweet Trends TV. Alright guys, so what's trending in the news? China recently ended its forum with the whole of Africa. I mean, China loves Africa so much that every year it meets with Africa's leaders and asks them, how much money should I give you and what do I get from the money that I give you? Now, as China is pledging money to Africa, this year it's pledged $60 billion to Africa for development projects and all of these things. So as China is giving money to the whole of Africa, the same China is acquiring key assets in Zambia. Now, China funded most of Zambia's key development projects, and even though China has already acquired Zambia's biggest broadcasting operation, which is like the GBC of Ghana, the BBC of Britain, or the CNN of the United States, China is on the verge of acquiring its biggest electricity company. Talk about the ECG of Ghana or the NEPA of Nigeria. And guys, this is fascinating because Zambia has defaulted in paying their loan to China. Therefore, they have to acquire these things. Now, most of you have heard that Ghana is thinking of acquiring a $50 billion loan from China, which Ghana intends to pay in the next 100 years. Now, hopefully by the grace of God, some of us might live to see whether Ghana can really pay that money or whether we are also going to be acquired like Zambia is being done. So what's the connection here? Whilst African countries are suffering in the hands of China, Menzgold Ghana Limited is suffering in the hands of Ghanaian authorities. Now, last week Wednesday, a letter came out and I did the video. If you haven't watched, you can find it up here or in the description below. The Securities and Exchange Commission told Menzgold to close down operations. Now, Menzgold had been doing some back and forth, first with PMMC, second with Bank of Ghana, and now with the big dog himself, the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, a couple of days after, SEC issued a closure of Menzgold's offices. Customers were rushing there to withdraw their monies. And what's going on actually? I have a video from a top-notch Ghanaian lawyer, Ace Ankoma. And so let's go take that video. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Look, Menzgold, 4 laws. As I said, I'm overworked and underpaid. You started with the Companies Act. A private company cannot invite the public to deposit monies. Period. It is so critical that it must be stated under Section 9 in your regulations if you're a private company. So if you are not a public company, you cannot invite the public to bring deposits to you. Period. The exemption, as you said, quasi-public, is if you get a banking or specialized deposit taking license. So if what you are doing, whichever hoo-ha you have used to disguise it, if you read and what you are doing is actually deposit taking, that is a fact. Let's get into the fact. It started as Men's Bank with a K. Bank of Ghana stepped in. They changed their name to Men's Bank with a C. Bank of Ghana stepped in. They changed their name to Menzgold with metal. Let's stop mollycoddling these issues. We can see, look, we can see the thing. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, sleeps like a duck, it's a duck. Okay, so under the Companies Act alone, as a private company, you cannot take deposits, whether interest-bearing or fixed. The law says that clearly. Let's move on. Under the Minerals and Mining Act, you cannot deal in, let's say, gold, except you have a license. It's an offense. You will go to jail. And if you get a license, you cannot operate outside the license. So if you get a license as recently as 2016, which was after they had started as K and became C, and just before they became gold. All right? You get a license in 2016, which is clear. You are supposed to acquire gold from small-scale miners for export. That license cannot, that is clause 1 of the license, cannot transmogrify into the deal we are doing right now. One would ask a question. Maybe Occupy, the same notorious Occupy Ghana, started making noise that all these small-scale mining licenses have not been to Parliament. They are illegal. Right. As a result, or after that, they were banned. Where have they been buying the gold from? In the past year? Because the law says they can only buy from small-scale mining. Small-scale mining has been banned. So which gold are we arbitraging or selling or sending anywhere? And is it export that you set up a sister company? Hello, lifting the veil. You go there, you don't see any gold, you are given a token, you come here and give it to us and we trade. Tell me, Bright, look, Bright, his first degree is astrophysics. You know that. Bright, tell me, where in the world do you trade gold and pay 7% a month? You sell the gold, finish. Which other trading? That is why you need regulation. So you explain your business model to the regulators, and then they regulate you. So under the Minerals and Mining Act, and I know that in December last year, the Minerals Commission wrote to them that what you are doing is a breach of your license. And so let's stop joking around with this. 3, the Securities Industry Act. It defines securities to include derivatives. It defines derivatives as when you are using commodities. If anybody says that the commodities market in Ghana is unregulated, with due respect, I understand. Nobody mentions derivatives to us in the law school. But with due respect, the law provides for it. This is a crudely formed derivative. I know you want to end. Last one. If you read it of all of these and see that it is not actually gold that is being traded, it is simply deposit taking, then it's not only the Companies Act, but the banks and special deposit taking instruments. So all of these agencies, the Securities Exchange Commission, if this is the derivative, the Bank of Ghana, if it's deposit taking, the Minerals and Mining, the Minerals Commission, if it's just a metals trading, it's an intersectoral regulation. He has to go and sit down with them. Then they might find out that maybe this is really
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay guys, so you have seen it for yourselves and you have heard it. Now, if a company really has good intentions for the nation and for its citizens, why would you change your name not once, but twice? Why are you trying to swerve, and who are you trying to swerve? That's the question. So Ghanaians have a mind of their own, and in the video I'm about to show you next, you're going to see what Ghanaians think. I mean, the mentality behind most of the Ghanaians who have formed a coalition to demonstrate against the Securities and Exchange Commission and against Ghanaian authorities that they want to take Menzgold down, blah blah blah. Let's hear what they have to say in the short video. We'll be right back.
His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Do we collapse such business? No. Do we seize their license from operating? No. Yes, of course. It's a big no. Yes. A purported letter leaked out, which was believed to have come from one of the organizations called Security and Exchange Commission, SEC, of whom Menzgold was resolving very delicate matters with in a cordial manner to arrive at a productive and sustainable consensus. This has created panic and fear in the minds of the customers of Menzgold, and this is very unfortunate and unfair looking at the historical background of this very organization. One school of thought helps us to deduce the fact that when we all help one another and everyone wins, I tell you, there will be progress and development. We as coalition of concerned youth of Ghana appeals to the President of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to intervene in this matter quickly to salvage the patriotic Ghanaian businessman, Nana Appiah Mensah, from sinking. We know our President of Ghana is father of all, and he listens to the cry of his children. For this matter, let all support our own. One Ghana, one people, one destiny, one people. Kokog, bright youth, better Ghana. Kokog, bright youth, better Ghana.
Alright guys, so you have heard it, and honestly it baffles me how some people think this way. I mean, obviously they are receiving huge dividends, huge returns, and so I think that the money kind of blinds some people's judgment. But then there are other people who seem to see things from a higher perspective. One of them is Ifia Schwarzenegger, one of the big queens of Ghanaian television. Ifia Bia Nadiedi Ede. I mean, the queen herself, she has something to say, because people kept saying that I stand with Menzgold, and I stand with Menzgold was trending on Twitter, and this is what Ifia Schwarzenegger had to say, alongside all the other people who indeed were claiming they stand with Menzgold. Let's go take that video. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Bank of Ghana be boy koko e wo Menzgold ho baako mienu emprensa. Enwa SEC add the letter by say bank Menzgold omo seize omo activities ni na Yenya nkrofobia, I stand with Menzgold. I stand with Menzgold. Your mom and why I stand with Menzgold Nina. Ya mom kakra no mo die. Amo for mo receipt matchere. Amo receipts, common sense. Say ni sika da ho a, onfa ni receipt matchere say me asumasi ya me gina we. Me di me sika 2 million akoto Menzgold. Na me wo gidie wo mo mu. Hwe, mo mama ni da ho. Mo mama ni da ho. Na Bank of Ghana. Oh, yes, I don't jump for you, but catch I was sad. A year as you are, and Musaso Adencha, a year since you are say heifer. Messi one more my video. I was social media, and a Ghana dear. Niparia said near pe, and a Ghana dear. Niparia said near pe, and a Ghana dear. Niparia said near penal. Yet to chrome her. Almost a kind of hole, almost capre, a bin now. Monco swan of your music now. I stand with us. We don't care whether you fly or hop. I stand with Menzgold.
Alright guys, so you have heard it, and I personally watched some of those videos, and most of the people who did those videos, those celebrities, I mean most of them are from Xylophone, or they have links with Xylophone. And of course, if you watch the presentation I'm about to show you next, you will know that it's your money that you put in Menzgold that's used to fund Xylophone and all these businesses. I mean, so all these rants are just bogus, because of course they want you to keep your money there so that they can keep getting money for their salaries, for their big life, for their private jet expenses. I mean, if you take your money from Menzgold, then Xylophone won't have money, and the Xylophone artists will suffer, the Xylophone business people will suffer, their employees will suffer, and all of these people are going to suffer. So they keep urging you, keep your money at Menzgold so that we can enjoy, and then when you suffer, will be gone by then. So guys, in a wonderful presentation that I put together, call it an expose or call me the Anas of the financial industry. It's a wonderful presentation, and I know you're going to love it. It exposes a whole lot of operations in the Menzgold company and brew marketing console. So let's go take that presentation. Roll the clip. We'll be right back. Alright guys, so welcome to the Menzgold presentation. Now Kofi here is going to be our actor for today. So let's say Kofi has money, okay, some money, and Kofi hears about Menzgold. So Kofi takes his money and goes to Menzgold, and he wants to invest and make some good returns. So Menzgold tells Kofi that we cannot accept your money, but then take your money to Brew Marketing Company and buy gold collectibles from them. Then you can bring the gold back to us, and then we would invest it for you so you can get your returns. So Kofi leaves Menzgold and takes his money to Brew Marketing Console, which is a sister company of Menzgold. So most people, I'm sure most people don't know about this, but they are in the same sheet together. So what happens is when Kofi gets to Brew Marketing, he's presented with the conditions that they sell the gold collectibles in pounds, okay? 1 pound of gold collectible is 2,000 Ghana cedis as of right now. And then Kofi can buy 2 pounds and above, which is 4,000 and above. And then there's a 5% filing fee, which is 5% of the amount of gold you're buying. So let's say Kofi decides to invest 10,000 Ghana cedis. He gets 5 pounds of gold, okay? And then he has to pay 500 cedis filing fee. So Kofi has to pay a total of 10,500 Ghana cedis to Brew Marketing Consult to get his gold. But what Kofi doesn't know is that he doesn't actually get gold. He gets gold tokens. Now Kofi is told that if he withdraws his money before the investment period, he's going to suffer a 25% penalty fee. And so Kofi says, okay, fine, that's okay. He pays the 10,500 Ghana cedis, thinking he's going to get gold. He doesn't actually get gold. He gets what we call gold tokens, which could be like anything that has been painted gold. But he doesn't know this. So he takes the gold token with his receipt to Menzgold, and then Menzgold tells Kofi that, okay, these are the conditions. Because your money is 10,000 cedis, you're going to get 10% cash dividends every month. But if your money was less than 10,000 Ghana cedis, you get 7% cash dividends every month. Now, you can choose to invest in a period of 3 months, which is the minimum, 6 months, or 12 months, which is the maximum. 12 months is 1 year, by the way. So at the end of the contract, Kofi can choose to renew the contract, okay? But then he has to repay another filing fee. So he pays another filing fee, which is another 500 Ghana cedis, and he keeps earning his dividends as long as the contract runs. And he can do this for as long as he wants. At the end of the contract, let's say Kofi wants to take his money, okay, which is his 10,000 Ghana cedis. He's gotten his dividends, he's happy, but he thinks that, okay, that's the end. He can take his capital in cash or gold deposits. But then here's the caveat. If Kofi chooses to take his initial capital in cash, he can walk away. That's fine. But if he chooses to take it in gold deposits, he cannot go and sell this gold deposits to Brew Marketing. Why is that? Brew Marketing will not accept it. That's their policy. And then he cannot take the gold deposits and come and give it to Menzgold. Why is that? Menzgold will not accept it. Nobody knows why, but that's their policy. So Kofi takes the gold deposits of his capital and it becomes useless because he has to find a buyer. And, you know, the thing is, if most people knew how to deal in the gold business, they will not be with Menzgold or Brew Marketing in the first place. They will go ahead and trade themselves and make the gold dividends or whatever, profit, whatever. So usually people take the cash and then they walk away. So that is what's going on at Menzgold. But then I have a very good friend who has good knowledge in the business. And he told me that because of these policies, okay, it allows Menzgold and Brew Marketing Company to keep a small amount of gold, which they rotate around their customers, which means they have a small amount of gold and then they actually have the evidence that we have gold. But that gold is not the gold that every customer thinks they are buying. So they actually get the same money that you, the customer, brings to Brew Marketing Consult, and they push into their other businesses, which is Xylophone, blah, 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 which are legit businesses, and they bring real money. And then they also put some of the money into stock trading, into cryptocurrency trading, and into, forex trading. And those also bring good returns. And that's how come they're able to pay the huge dividends that they are giving their customers. So basically, this is what's going on at Menzgold. So what if one day these other investment that they do doesn't go well? Then it's going to be a Ponzi scheme materializing, because now somebody brings their money and they have to use that money to pay somebody's dividends. And when they get to that threshold, they cannot sustain and the company is going to come crumbling down.
All right, guys, so you have seen it. And this is legit information. Like, I really went deep, spoke to key people, spoke to some Menzgold customers, and this is legit information, I can assure you. Anybody who thinks, I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, okay? But don't forget to leave a like, leave a thumbs up, and let this video go far. Let people talk about it. Let's see what actually happens. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button. If you're outside Ghana, you're thinking of learning Twi, you're thinking of, visiting Ghana. Twi is one of the biggest languages in the country. So Akasa Noma is your #1 English to Twi app, and it's going to help you learn and understand the language so well so that you can also speak and bask yourself in Twi when you come to Ghana. So guys, thanks for watching, and like I always say, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Hey guys, so if you like the music that I always use for my background, it's from a young and rising talent called Blakk. He has a new album called TRAPEZIUM, and it's in the description below. So go and listen and make me proud. Peace.